Welcome to the Jolly Roger. My name's Chef Brian, and today we're going to be taking some ground turkey and we're going to do Swedish meatballs. And this is going to be like a alpha-gal friendly recipe. So let's get started. I got 2 pounds of ground turkey. I got some finely diced onion. I'm going to throw that in. I have some grated garlic, and all the measurements are going to be in the description below. But everything's going to go in, then we're going to mix it by hand. Our seasonings, I have Italian herbs, salt, pepper, red chili flakes, basil, and oregano. I'm gonna dump that all in. I have 1 egg, that goes in. I have some bread crumbs. I might reserve just a touch just to see where that is, and then some Parmesan cheese. And then we're just gonna give it a mix. Mix it thoroughly, and then we'll make some little balls out of it. I'm gonna pour the rest of my breadcrumbs in. I just think it needs a little bit more structure to it. All right, we are thoroughly mixed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a little handful of it and we're gonna make meatballs. Just like that. We'll put it off to the side and get as many meatballs as we can. You want the same size so they cook evenly. And then I'll bring you back when we go to sear them off. See you in a second. Just got done doing the meatballs. I got my pan preheating. And we ended up with 26 with this recipe. And I'm doing probably about 1.25 inches in diameter on our meatballs. So I'm gonna pour a little oil in here. We're gonna give it a good sear. And then I have an oven behind me, and that's what we're going to do is sear these off, get them brown all over, put them in the oven. Oven set at 300 degrees. It's real low because we don't wanna cook these real fast because they can dry out because it's turkey and there's not a whole lot of fat. So, let's go ahead and start dumping these in. I'm gonna get as many as I can in here. And we might have to do it in 2 batches, but if we do, it's okay. We have to do it. And then once they're seared all over, we're gonna use the same tray to put them back onto, because that's gonna go in the oven, it's gonna cook as well, so we don't have raw meat. But we're just looking to get a good sear. Bump the heat up a little bit. And that's about all I can do for this one. So we're gonna give it a few minutes, turn them, let them sear on all sides. We're having some bad weather, so I'm watching Ryan haul y'all while I'm cooking. If y'all were curious what we're doing. All right, it's time to flip. So we're just gonna rotate them off to the side. Got some good caramelization. It's looking pretty. Oh, that one's looking really good. We got a good sear. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put them back on our tray. And then we can start on the batch number 2. All right, we're gonna remove our second batch. And then we're gonna spread them out on our sheet tray. And then throw them in the oven and we'll get started on our sauce. All right, the sausage is going in the oven. And it's only gonna take like 10 minutes tops. So we're gonna preheat our pan. I have 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna go ahead and throw that in. And once that's melted, we're gonna make a roux. So I have some all-purpose flour. And then we're going to deglaze our pan with some chicken stock. And we have heavy cream. Now, since this is an alpha-gal friendly meal, if you are allergic to dairy, then the next best substitute is coconut cream. And that would be fine in this dish as well. So, we're waiting on the butter. Lynn's making mashed potatoes and steamed broccoli. And that's gonna be our sides for this. My butter's melted, so I'm gonna add in our flour. And we're gonna cook the flour because we need to cook the rawness out of the flour. And we're gonna go to maybe a blonde roux, slight blonde. Not that far. So this isn't gonna be like gumbo or anything. We don't have to go that drastic. All right, I'm gonna start adding my chicken stock. Getting that all mixed together. Make sure that all of our flour is getting mixed, and then I can do the rest of it. And then we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. Get all that flour off the rim. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in our soy sauce. I have about a tablespoon. And our Worcestershire sauce. Not only does it give it flavor, but it also gives the correct color that we like. And then we're gonna bring this to a simmer. Like I said, it's gonna thicken up. And then we're gonna add in our heavy cream, and that should finish the sauce. I'll add some salt and some pepper. We are thickened. It's like a gravy consistency. And so I'm gonna turn this down on low. We're gonna do a little simmer just until our meatballs are done. And then we'll add in the cream. I'll pull the meatballs out, and that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some salt and our pepper. And I'm using kosher. It looks like a lot, but kosher doesn't have the same flavor as like table salt does. And I did a salt video. It's one of my early videos. And if you haven't seen it, I'll put it up in the description. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it up there too. We got some black pepper. And the reason I'm holding off on putting in our heavy cream is because we don't want to scorch our dairy. And while we're waiting on meatballs, I don't want to take a chance of having that burnt flavor, because you can't get that out. If you scorch dairy, you got to start all over. So, waiting on our meatballs, and we're about done. I pulled out our meatballs. They were registering at about 158 degrees. I let them sit. I'm bringing up our sauce back up to temp. Lynn got the mashed potatoes and the broccoli done. So we're just waiting to finish this sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in our meatballs, and then I'll add in our cream. And then we'll give it a good mix. This is half a cup of cream. If I need any more, I have some over there, but I think half a cup will be perfect for this. And we'll just get everything well mixed. And we're gonna cook this sauce down just a little bit more, because that was cold cream. We need to heat everything up. But it is looking and smelling amazing. So we're gonna put as many meatballs in as we can. But we're just gonna simmer this till everything comes up. And it'll just take a couple minutes. We're up to a simmer now. So I just turned my heat down to low. And I'm gonna grab a plate and plate up and do a taste test. Right, there you have it. This is our version of Swedish meatballs that's, you know, alpha gal friendly. So we're gonna go ahead and do a taste test. I'm excited. I took a meatball recipe from my stepmom and then made this dish with it, so I'm excited about it. Sweet. As we're waiting for a tornado. Mm-hmm. Mm. Boom. It's a lot of flavor, and it's really good. And the sauce on top just nails it. Good job on the potatoes.
Thanks.
Anyway, hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment down below on what you want us to cook, and we'll put you in a jar and we'll do a drawing at the end of the month. So, y'all take care, and we'll see you later on this week. Peace.
All right. Weird thunderstorm.
Yeah, and tornadoes.